Hey everybody, it's Matt from Britical Saiyans here, and today I'm going to show you my updated green margin boo deck profile. This is with the stuff from the Zenkai series stuff, so the anniversary as well, because some things got anniversary leaders in that, and this is one of those that got it. So the leader is auto once per turn when when he attacks, you place a card. It's because of the way they worded it. You place one card from your life underneath him and you draw 2 cards. He's got activate main once per turn, Spirit Boost 1, where your Spirit Boost, and if you don't remember what that does, is you remove a marker from your unison to activate the skill. Sometimes it'll have a cost as well as Spirit Boost, but in this case it's just Spirit Boost. You can choose one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 4 or less in your opponent's drop, and place it underneath this. And then its awaken is 1/1 at 4 or less life. And then on this side, it's when it attacks, you get to draw a card. And then activate main once per turn, Spirit Boost again, but this time you can target a card in the battle area and drop. And it's got another activate main once per turn where you can place 2 cards from underneath him into the owner's drop, and he gains 5k till the start of your next turn. So you can give yourself a sense of being for 2 turns. So that's the leader for you. For the Z deck, I don't have any Jirans, so I just have 3 Freezer, and then leader, which I'll go to in a moment. So Freezer costs 2, 1 of the Zenkai energy, and then he's got Deflect and Double Strike. He's got 2 autos. His first one's when he's played, you can KO one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 5 or less. Doesn't have to be an active, doesn't have to be in rest, it's just KO it. And then once per turn, when you place one of yours, the energy in its owner's drop. When one of your other green battle cards attacks, so yeah, if he swings, you can't do the skill, but if another one does, you dump as the energy, and your opponent discards a card, so not on his attack. The leader cost 2 Zenkai, 1 energy, and your life has to be at 3 or less, and then of course, because it's a Z leader, it goes on to an awakened leader. So another thing you can do with this is, if you can do is activate main to gain the 5k, and then Z awaken, and then you're on 25k base leader for 2 turns, your turn and your opponent's turn. It's got activate main once per turn, where you place 3 non-leader cards from under this card in the owner's drop, play the 4 cost green margin boo from your hand, and then activate main once per turn. You can place 1 card from your hand under this card to draw 2 cards. Then you choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in their battle area or drop area, place underneath this, choose 1 of the keyword skills and gain it. The leader as well chooses keyword skills to gain. So that's just what the leader does, it's his little gimmick. So that's that. So onto the main deck then. So we got the extra cards and the unison. So unison first. This is just 4 copies of the Babadi Wicked Mentor. So it's 1 cost. It's got 1000 power. That's fine. It's got permanent. If you have a battle card with servant skill in play and rest mode, your opponent can't attack this card. Auto once per turn, when you remove a marker from this card using Spirit Boost skill, it gains Overlord, which you're not really going to do that, generally because you want to try and keep your 4 costs on the board. So be surprising if you did end up spinning your 4 cost. And then you got +2 activate main, where you choose one of your mono green margin boo cards and with original power 15k power or less in rest mode in your battle area, and it gains servant. So then that's how you then give it to that. So then this is then protected, that's in rest mode, because it has servant, it has 10k buff as well, so your opponent has to get around to 25k battle cards before they can hit the unison. The extra cards for negates, we got 2 Shock and Death Ball, which is your sparking 5/1. You can rep a life, which you got 5 and drop, or you just pay the 1, and then when you use this, you can KO one of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 2 or less. We got 1 copy of for the Greater Good. This is your drop negate, or I should say use negate from hand, or if it's already in your drop. If it's in drop, you just pay 1 and remove this card and a card from hand from the game. And then we got 1 homicidal clones, which is your block and negate. So you can rip a life at 5 or less, or pay 2. Generate a blocker token as well as negate an attack. We've got 1 cells Earth Destroying Kamehameha. So activate battle. If your leader card is green, choose up to 1 of your leader cards or battle cards that gains 15 game power for the battle. And then if all of your energy is green, when you activate this card, choose 1 card in your opponent's hand and discard it. And then we've got the Realm of the Gods, Chomper Destroys. Which is activate battle, gain 10k, depending on turn, depending on what effect happens. If it's your turn, you choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost greater than the current energy and KO it. If it's your opponent's turn, they choose a card from the hand and discard it, and you then gain additional 5k. Onto the battle cards. We have, I'm going to show these guys together because it's just 4 copies of this 1 cost boo and 4 copies of this other 1 cost boo. They both have exactly the same Union Absorb skill, where you take a card from underneath your leader, put it underneath, grab a 4 cost boo that's got energy cost of 15k power, and place it on top. Except with this one, when it's played, you draw a card, and then when this was played, you look at top 5 and search for a margin boo with an energy cost of 5 or less. For the 2 costs, super combo of choice, I just went with Great Saiyan Man. Also has more relevance as well because I do run the Fated package in here. So the fact that I'm using Great Saiyan Man helps towards that because he counts as a Saiyan. So this is just your 4 or less bottom, 4 or less life bottom deck card from hand to draw 2. And then we got 3 copies of the Unadulterated Malice Marching Boo. This is just green topo, effectively. You pay 2, discard a card from your hand, and then if your opponent wants to attack, they have to choose a card from the hand. Choose 2 cards from the hand, sorry, and discard them each time. But then what's different for him for this deck is he actually has the Union Absorb skill, which is exactly the same as the 1 costs. For the 3 costs, we just got 3 copies of a Margin Boo looking for a fight. It's just 20k B-stick really, apart from just the fact that he's just got a nice little auto of when he's played, you choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 4 or less and KO it. Just a nice little addition. The 4 costs, yeah. So to start off with, we've got 2 copies of Hit. So Hit, he's got Barrier, Dual Attack. He's got 2 autos. The first one is costing 2 green. If your leader card is a green, which obviously we are, your opponent has 2 or more energy, and this card is in your combo area. When 1 of your green battle cards attacks and KOs an opponent's battle card, play this card from your hand. Well, play this card from your combo area even. And then auto limit 1, if this card's in rest mode, when your opponent attacks, they may choose 2 cards in their hand and discard them. If they don't, you negate the attack and your opponent can't attack for the turn, which is just great. And then we've got 2 Cooler, Effortless Strike. So this is just a counterplay that its cost can be reduced for each green extra card in your battle area or drop area. And then if the counterplay part is your opponent's playing a battle card, energy cost of 4 or less, is just placed in the drop. And then his autos, your opponent's got a big hand, so 8 or more cards they discard down. Well, they just, yeah. You have to go 8 or more cards, they discard a card. So that's quite easily done with this game these days. You can have quite big hands, can't you? The other 4 cost is the whole bread and butter, really, as it were, because this is what's cut off your 1 cost. This is what your Unison revolves around. If I can actually find him, wherever he's gone, there he is. It's basically what everything just revolves around. get a card underneath the leader, get this guy, this goes into play, and then his auto, when he's played, will search this, which you do search it, you do have to discard a card. But yeah, the whole thing just revolves around this guy. But he's got an evolve skill, which is completely irrelevant for this deck. I'm not even sure why it's even on there, to be honest.
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case. Yeah, okay, like I said, just in case. But it should never happen. It's got permanent that if this card would be moved from the battle area by an opponent's skill, you can remove a margin token instead. When it's played, like I said, you search out for your unison. And then he's got activate main limit 1, that's a spirit boost 1, where you can rip a life after playing a token if you want to play. So you can play a token and not rip a life, it's completely up to you. So that's those. And then we've got one Kaioken Son Goku. So he's got double strike, auto limit 1 by paying green. If your leader card is green, and this card is in your combo area, when your green battle card attacks and KOs an opponent's battle cards, play this card from your combo area. And it's got auto, when this card attacks, you choose one. You either choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, or your opponent chooses a card from their hand and discards it. And then the last forecast is the Majin Buu Ultimate Despair. Where is my Z leader? This plays a forecast, like I said. This is your primary target. Obviously, you can play this one as well. You should really want to. But this is the one you want to be playing really off the skill. If I had more copies of this, then I would make slight tweaks to have the extra copies. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably just drop this to have one more copy of this. Probably potentially the hits as well to have. So I'd have 3 copies of this, or just have say 3 copies of that and 1 hit still. But I just only have the 1. So that's just so you guys can see what I would potentially change if I had the extra copies. Again, he's got an evolve skill, which completely irrelevant. Permanent, if his card be removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, you can remove one of the tokens instead. So he's got the same protection as the other one. He's got an auto and an activate main, but I'll just do the activate main first because that's kind of how you bring him out initially before the Z leader. So you pay 2 green. If you've got 3 or more mono green energy, you choose one of your green battle cards and place 1 card from under it into the owner's drop, play it from the hand. And then when he's played from your hand, you play 1 margin token, then you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and place it underneath this card. Doesn't get ramp barrier or anything like that, so whatever you target, you've got to hope that you can actually target it. Onto the fire costs. It's a green deck. Charismatic villain. What are you going to do? Like, why wouldn't you? Really? It's just a free card play for green. If you've got the unison and it's got 2 or more markers on it, when it comes in, you just pop a card. It's got an edge cost of 4 or less. Not much else to say on that really. And then we got the Majin Buu Unadulterated Destruction. As a 2-off, this is great because of the fact that it can just come in if you're in a jam and you're like, okay, I'm really struggling here, I need to kind of just do some sort of reset. This is that card for you. Because it's got Deflect Revenge, it's also got a permanent, while this card is in rest mode, your opponent can't attack your leader card unless they choose 2 cards in their hand and discard them each time. This deck is just vile for things like that. It's like, you want to do something? Discard cards.
Green.
And then you got 2 autos. Yeah, but this guy doesn't come out very often. So his first auto is when this card is played, from your hand, you choose all other non-token cards in all battle areas and all unison cards, ignoring barrier, negate their skills, and then place them in the owner's drops. Yeah, it does kill your own board, but like I said, if you're in a jam, you've got to just go like, yeah, that's it, I can't, I got to. And the fact that it ignores barrier is just great. Your opponent then chooses 2 costs on a hand and discards them, and if your leader card is mono green Majin Buu, you place those cards under your leader instead. So, It's like, you both lose your boards, apart from your case if you got tokens, or if your opponent's got tokens, they get to keep them as well. But then your opponent's losing 2 cards from hand, but then your leader's then gaining those 2 cards, which then gives you 2 free targets to give yourself the extra 5k, which is great. And then his other auto, if you've got if you have 5 or more energy, if this card is placed in your drop area from your battle area by an opponent's skill, you play this card from your drop. So yeah, he can always come back. And then the last cards of the deck, I'll show them together because they are a package. We got the Fated Rival combo. So I'll just grab ones I can actually read, and then we just dump those ones to the side. There we go. Right, so we'll do the Goku first. So he's got Dual Strike Barrier, evolve onto a Son Goku Childhood, energy cost of 3. That's completely irrelevant for this deck, it's never going to happen. It's got auto, if you lead a card is green, when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignore a barrier and KO it. Pardon me. And you got activate main, paying 2 green. If your opponent has 3 more energy and you place one of your Saiyan, Earthling, and Namekian cards, all green from your Z energy at the bottom of your deck, you play this card from your hand. Piccolo. He's got dual attack. Evolve for a Piccolo onto a Piccolo Junior with energy cost us 3 or more. Again, completely irrelevant. He's got an auto that's not once per turn, that when he attacks your opponent discards a card. And then he's got activate main, limit 1. If you got the Son Goku faded in play, you pay 1 and play him. But then you also get to remove a marker from your opponent's battle cards by removing earners for each of your Z energy. So if your opponent's got Unison out, then you can get rid of some markers as well as then making them discard cards. It's a nice little package for the deck. You don't have to use this package if you don't want to. It's just a choice, really. That's what I've decided to go with it. So there you go, guys. That is my updated green Zenkai Boo, I suppose. May as well call it Zenkai Boo now. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that sub button, leave any thoughts or comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.